Okay, now I'm going to talk about my home births. So we moved from Memphis whenever the last baby I just talked about, Luke, was 6 months old. And I attended a doula training as soon as we moved here. So I had attended a few births here on the North Shore and on the South Shore before getting pregnant with Noelle, our third baby. So whenever it came time to decide who was going to be our provider for that, I knew that I was not comfortable delivering at Lakeview or St. Tammany or any of the other ones that are under 30 minutes away. And the ones that were over 30 minutes away that I was more comfortable delivering at, I wasn't okay with that option because of the fact that I had my last baby so quickly. I was not about to run into the same situation where it was repeat history, right? Where I'm getting in there the last minute, pushing baby out. That was way too bad of an experience to want to do that again. So I knew if I couldn't get to a hospital locally quick enough, then I was just going to stay home with a midwife and trusted birth. That's why it made the decision so easy for me. Yes, it costs money, but it was something that is worth it and was worth it to me. If anybody knows me, they know that I am a penny pincher, but there are definitely things in life that are worth spending the money on, and birth is one of them. You'll spend the money on a wedding, you'll spend the money on a car, you'll spend the money on whatever else, but we need to start valuing birth and not let, oh, my insurance doesn't cover it. Yeah, I know. Well, because insurance is political, and anyways, that's a whole nother soapbox for me that I am not intending on getting onto. I am staying on the birth story. So I went into labor with Noelle on New Year's Eve, which I really wanted that tax break, and it's just cool. And she did. 7 a.m. I woke up to a water break and texted my midwife and texted Sally and said, hey, my water's broken and I am not having any contractions at this time. So Carl went to go make breakfast. My mom came over to pick up the kids. I was just hanging around on the birth ball, not doing anything, just kind of waiting for labor to start. Then went out to eat breakfast, which like 30 minutes later, like 7:30. That's where I had my first set of pains. And it was just like this really small, sharp, like just felt like somebody stabbed me. So I was like, I don't even know, is that a contraction? All I know is it's like back to back. I was having it like every second. And then I would like have this super sharp thing that would lasted about 10 seconds. Then it would go away. Then it'd come back like a minute later. Super sharp thing. Then it would go away. I had that like 4 times in a row. Then I was like, screw this. I'm not eating in here with these kids anymore. I need to go by myself in my room. So I went in my room, shut the door. And as soon as I went in my room, and my mom and dad left with my kids. So it's just me and Carl at home. As soon as I got in my room, oh man, it got super sharp and wouldn't stop. So I called Sally and I was like, there is a knife in my cervix. Someone is legit stabbing me in the vagina and I don't know what to do about it. It's not contractions. This is the weirdest thing. I don't even know what to expect. And she was just like, I'm on my way. It's fine. So I'm like, great. Because here I am, a doula, thinking, we've got to have some sort of a pattern, like anything. I had a pattern with my last baby. I should have a pattern with this one. Like, we knew we were going to call Sally early, but I mean, geez, I figured I would at least have some sort of pattern before I called her, but it was just this crazy sharp pain that wouldn't go away. It didn't go away. So I'm moaning and groaning and Carl's warming up the tub and I get in it. And of course, as soon as I get in the tub, I'm like, oh, this is amazing. And I feel like a lot better. I have like a few minutes to like relax and it goes away. The sharp pain is totally gone at that point. I don't feel any other discomfort after that. And all I know is she's coming. So you can see in the video that I post that my belly like moves a lot. Like you'll see Carl even like touch my belly because he's like, what's going on? And it's totally her like getting in position to like fetal ejection reflex is what they call it, where she just basically pushes herself out. And there was nothing I could do. I was trying everything not to push. So you'll hear me tell Carl that too. Like, I'm trying really hard not to push. I wanted to make her, that's me again, trying to be the good patient or the good client and wait and follow the rules and wait for the people. But yeah, there's no waiting. When your baby is ready, your baby is ready. Especially when you're like in the safety of your home, like it's just, you feel more in control there. So I delivered her. So her head came out, and Carl's a little nervous, obviously. And then I'm like, it's fine, everything's fine, I got this. Then the shoulders start to come, and like she would have came all the way out, but she was wrapped up in her cord, like across of her, like a seatbelt, really, and it stopped her from coming all the way out. So I was a little nervous at that point because I couldn't like pull her out of the water, and I'm like, I don't know what to do because I don't have anything to cut it. Like I just didn't know how long she was going to be stuck in that spot. But then sure enough, the uterus went down a little bit more, and that gave us like a little bit more of a give for me to lift her up, and I untangled her later. But yeah, so then it was just she and I in the tub, and she cried one time to let us know she was okay, but then after that it was just like, I'm good. I'm in this warm water with my mom, and it was perfect. Like you could tell she was totally, she was like, there's no reason to cry. There was no, anybody messing with her, nothing. And then whenever Sally did come, I really appreciated her just sitting there and letting me have my time with my baby for a while, really a while, that she let me just sit there. Because that's the thing, is in midwifery, there's not like she let me do anything. Like if I wanted to stay there even longer, I could have stayed there even longer, you know. She could tell I wasn't ready to get out and that I had a baby really quickly, and to like get there and make me start doing things would have really been too much. So being able to have that time to just like mentally be like, okay, I just had a baby, everything's good. It was really appreciated for sure. And yeah, so then we got out of the tub and came, and I got in my bed. And somebody had some food stuff. So like, anyways, this is like probably an hour after birth. I was in my bed, already checked for tears. There was no tears. And I, like, you know, we cut the cord before I got out. Oh, I delivered my placenta myself, which was huge for me too. I didn't even know that was something that I was going to really want to do. I knew I wanted to catch my own baby, which obviously happened, but I did not know so much that I cared about the placenta. But being able to be in control of that aspect too was huge. Like, I think the way that the placenta came down, it would have been really uncomfortable for somebody else to deliver, and like it was just very like I don't even know how to explain it. Me being the type of person that likes to be in control of things like that, especially when it comes to birth, I loved knowing like that I could do it. I like got in a squat and like just pulled my placenta out, which I think, but you know, you would think like you're not supposed to pull on a placenta that hard, but the way that it had detached, I was probably the only person that was going to feel safe enough to pull it. Because it wasn't, you can tell that it wasn't attached to my uterus. It was just like in an awkward position to come out of a vagina. So, yeah, delivered my placenta myself, didn't bleed, got out, got in bed, was given some food, and just sat there and ate food while my midwife did the newborn exam. So just like checked the baby out, and like my other kids were there, and we were all together. My mom was there, you know, and a lot of people were there just welcoming my baby in my own home. And that was super huge, and just like so uneventful. Like for me to just say like this is my story, and it wasn't that eventful, but that's what it needs to be. Like I don't want the story to be like then this happened, then this is some crazy adventure. It's just I had my baby and it was fine. You know, like I had my baby and nobody messed with me. I had my baby and then I got in bed. Like that's what I want. That's the goal. That's what it should be. Birth doesn't need to be this big dramatic thing where we're fighting for these things that we already know is right. Like I have made this video, like birth is not one size fits all. Not everybody needs to get their vitamin K shot and their eye ointment and you make the decisions as the parent.